Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. For those of you who don't know, I started Grumpy Old Fart to express my political and social opinions and to say things that I felt needed to be said. Unfortunately, YouTube started giving me strikes. As a hedge against this happening, I've created backup YouTube channels, Grumpy Old Gamer and Grumpy Old Ufologist. I also created a channel called Grumpy Old Fart over on Rumble, a free speech alternative to YouTube. You can find all of my stuff there, including my political opinion and current events. The link to my Rumble channel, as well as links to let you order my books, are in the description of this video. If you enjoy my content, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. Now, on with the video. Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I started playing, I'm doing an AD&D advice video on saving throws. I started playing Advanced Dungeons & Dragons back in the 70s, and I started running it in 1979, 1980, and I still run it today. It's my favorite version of Dungeons & Dragons. I've played 3.5 and 5th edition a little. They don't have the same flavor. 3.5 is not bad, but it doesn't have the same flavor. I'm doing these advice videos in the hopes that it helps newer dungeon masters to run a more consistent, manageable, imaginative, and fun game. It's just advice. One thing many dungeon masters overlook or fail to understand is saving throws. A saving throw is a way to avoid the effects, either in full or in part, of many different things. The 5 different saving throws are paralyzation, poison, or death magic, petrification or polymorph, rod, staff, wand, breath weapons, and spell. For the most part, just about everything a player character can encounter in the game is included in one of these. If by chance you do find something in the game, either an item, attack, or effect, that does not fit anywhere in these 5 saving throws, you can find the closest thing to it and use that one. In all fairness and honesty, I got to be honest with you, I do like the way 3.5 D&D does their saving throws. It's a broader concept and less constructive. It became better through simplicity. So I like that. That's okay. But at any rate, the savings throw system in Advanced Dungeons & Dragons works pretty well. One of the things many people overlook, players and dungeon masters alike, is that when a savings throw is failed, there may be further ramifications beyond just taking full damage. Breath weapons and fireballs are area of effect things. Breath weapons and area of effect spells like fireballs hit everything in an area. I can't read my own writing. They hit everything in an area. So when a player character fails his or her savings throw, I always stipulate that every item the PC is carrying or wearing has to make a savings throw as well. On page 80 of the Dungeon Master's Guide, there's a chart for just such an event. Familiarize yourself with that chart. A bit of common sense is in order here. If a player character fails his save versus fireball and is wearing a backpack, then I make the player character save for his backpack. If the backpack survives, then everything inside should be safe. The same goes for the belt pouches, chest, boxes, sacks, etc. A bag of holding that fails its save versus whatever has a 50-50 chance of sucking everything inside it into non-existence or dumping it out on the floor. A portable hull that is destroyed in a like manner takes everything inside it into non-existence. Some magic items, like artifacts, staves, wands, etc., explode when destroyed as a retributive strike. This is, of course, at your discretion. Flasks of oil will add 1d6 damage to the mix if they fail their save, versus fire damage. I have always played this way, and all of my players understand it. A funny story that goes along with this. I used to play with a guy named Mike. Mike was a bit of a weasel, but not in a bad way. He was a weasel in a good way. He always tried to think outside the box and get away with as much as he could. But he never went against the party, and he was never mean-spirited about it. He just liked to make use of every conceivable loophole. And he was very fun to have in the games. It's not like it's not like he was an asshole or anything. He just wanted every advantage. He wanted to do different things every single game, and a lot of that's good. In one game session, his gnome character fancied himself an inventor. So what he did is he rigged up a large bladder on a backpack rig, fixed up a hose, rigged an ignition system, and voila, one medieval flamethrower. Everyone enjoyed his invention as it made clearing rooms in the dungeon so much easier. Then, of course, they ran into the wizard. Mike was on point, and the group was in a short, narrow hallway. Mike failed his savings throw versus the fireball, and so did his backpack, the bladder. He had just filled it up, so it contained the full 50 flasks equivalent of oil, which of course sprayed down the hall all over the rest of the player characters. The fireball was a 10 hit die spell, and the 50 flasks worth of oil added another 50 dice. So 60 d6 damage killed most of the party outright. The rest burned to death trying to exit the hallway. Mike was not popular after that. I suggest you read up on the section in the Dungeon Master's Guide on savings throws, pages 79 through 81. Be familiar with the savings throw charts for both player characters and their gear. Remember, you don't have to be able to quote rules verbatim, chapter and verse. You just have to be familiar with them and know where to look them up. I really hope this helps, as always, whether you follow my advice or not. I hope you have years of fun and adventure running Dungeons & Dragons. God bless one and all.